Hello, YouTube. Chic is cool. Which is the Holy Night. Let's see, I know Aoko from Tsukihime. I actually really wanted to play this game. Let's play. It was a winter's day 8 years ago, the solemn morning when she understood the value of lights for the very first time. Okay, I really like the piano, yeah. Her home was nestled on the side of a mountain. Okay, like she was living in those high mountains. Around it was nothing but inhospitable wilderness. She had no neighbors or childhood friends to speak of. Things like traveling to school or playing outside were more trouble than they ought to be. Okay, so is this Aoko? Let's check over this. It's like someone more like isolation and indeed with pure water and bright stars, it was a place rich with memory both frustrating and ancient. It was only during the summer though. Okay. And if to put the volume up, I really like the piano game. Winter in those mountains was extremely frigid, each morning more severe than the last. Okay. Her father would drive her to the train station. After waiting 10 minutes for the engine to warm up and the ice over windows to clear. We were gonna close that. After waiting 10 minutes for the engine to warm up and the ice over windows to clear. I need to close the door. Sorry. After waiting 10 more minutes for the engine to warm up and the ice over windows to clear. Yeah, it's a normal morning.
キーを回してきてくれるかい？
Her father would savor his morning coffee. Okay, leaving her to venture outside and rev the engine. Out of the front door, she would go traversing the garden with icy breath until she reached the house sedan. I'm still trying to figure out if this is how I'll go. Nom, 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 nom. Wait, what's that? As always, she searched the key, then she started the ignition, the engine rambled to life. Okay. Mm. Just as she proudly finished the humble task she'd done so many times before. Okay. That doesn't sound like Algo. uh, it could be Alice. I don't know. I mean, I was so interested in which in the on the Holy Night because of the characters. Like they were very peculiar, I would say. Yeah, but I was like, I wanted to know about Oko and Toko. I know Toko for the Garden of Sinners, so I was really interested in this. And let's see. Someone scream, right? A shoe scream pierced the air. Okay. She knew Even though it wasn't human, that a feeble sound was a crying agony. It was inhuman. A few moments passed. Raphael came out and opened the hood of the car, creaking foam. Kitty! You know, like Mother Kitty and Kitty. A monstrous looking engine. Okay? The kitties. The kitties? The kids were in the engine. No, kitties. The three cats have been handling for warmth in the engine's compartment. Oh shoot. Okay. I was kind of confused because I thought, based on the picture, they're, even though they are bleeding, they're still having all their parts together. So when this says the Mark cat was missing his head, it was kind of misleading for me. I was like, wait, what? Okay. So this is an interpretation, okay? One of the kittens have been mangled beyond recognition by the engine bells and surely died instantly. Oh my god. Kittens! I have my own kitty. Kitty, kitty, kitty. The other kitty, face half covered in blood, painted faintly. Oh no. Oh, this very clantic smile, or rather, chunk of meat that has been smarted with a last bit of life it could master. Poor kitty!
かわいそうに
Oh, kawaii. Her father lamented her plight. Ah, see. The previous night had been especially cold. After he had returned home yesterday, the cats might have snuck under the hood, thrown by the whir of the engine. Like, hey, here's a new bed, the mother says, and boom! Oh, he has slept next to the engine. And I walked into a storm of pinning bells. Okay, what beginning I would say. So, are you gonna explain the value of life in here? Which is a traumatic event. Cars in the 80s were not sealed particularly well. Alright.
いいんだが悪いんじゃないんだよ
Her father's voice seemed distant. She could only make out a small tuft of the kitten's gray fur. The rest of it was taking the blow of smart and bright. Oh, mama. I can see skull. The fragile life of a speckled kitten. Trembling and possibly blind, continued nausea against his dead Marquez. Oh my god! Why are you doing kitty? Sad stories. Nah, I have my own kitty. This is so sad. Just recently, I don't know where there was another like kitten, even smaller than my own kitty. And I was kind of confused. Maybe the mother dropped the kitty. Like, he was so scared, and he doesn't like to touch. But this week, I actually made some progress, and now he or she, actually, I don't know the gender of this new kitty. I can touch. I can touch the kitty. A few couple of times. Give him food and water. It's for kitties. For kitties. Traveling impossible blind kitchen. Oh my god.
待ちなさい。
ちょっと待ってください. She took the kitten into her arms and ran deep into the mountains to her grandfather's house. Okay. Was it because she was overcome with regret? Perhaps, yeah. If I could accidentally kill a kitty, I would feel like, no! Like that. Without a regret. It was the shock of grief. Years later, she still isn't sure. Maybe it's alcohol. Years later, she still wasn't sure it's alcohol. No. No. Hunting back the volunteers, she burst into grandfather's workshop. So I'm just eating some fruit ice. It's just around here somewhere. Okay. Her grandfather was a magician who could do anything. Got it. She had never seen magic. She knew that magic was a fantasy straight out of fairy tales, but so was her grandfather. She had to find him. Chichan! Chi. He was the only one who could help.
その子猫の運命を変えろという。
The cave-dwelling magician said indifferently. Okay. This kitten needs our help, she pleaded. Whether it was a simple task or a Herculean labor, her grandfather would not say. He simply what? Oh no, the girl said. Magician's face. Before she knew it, however, she was holding a tiny corpse in her hands. The kitty, right? Oh, it died already? That one of life had left its body. Okay. What? Okay. And the tears she had fought so hard to hold back poured from her eyes. Okay. Like she realized she was too late. Regret spread through her chest like an endless gray sky.
トローだったな。結局元に戻すとは。
Her mind and fraud come to grief with what had yet occurred. The last 10 minutes were a total blank. Who she met, what she had known, it was all as if it never happened. The only thing she was sure of was that life, once extinguished, can never return. Well, yeah, people die when they're killed, right? People die when they're killed. The kitty died because it was shredded. People die when they're killed. Okay, that's super. The only thing she was sure of the light was teach can
あ
never
の
hurt.
そこに誰かいるの？
Somebody that? What do you mean? It's your grandpa, right? That it was her mistake that gave birth to me. Gave birth to me? What do you mean? Oh, I don't understand. Indeed. Whatever occurred that day, so it was not alcohol. It was just nostalgia and longing. Why? I just see someone who Kitty died. How can be that nostalgic? This is the virtue of 8 years ago. The day I first met, the day that I first met that no magic carrier were back. Okay? I don't understand, my friend. I don't understand. Alcohol! So it is another story? Arrogant, greedy, able only to destroy soy alcohol. He must be a wolf. Alcohol destroy. As soon as I can see the word destroy, I need to. I don't have regret. There's no looking back. If my pride has left you behind, my sincere condolences. So it is alcohol. But anyway, I suppose it's my fate to die at the hands of the little Red Riding Hood. Okay. It was a quiet morning. From her bed she could see the sky was a sheen watercolor gray. The thermometer displayed 43 degrees Fahrenheit, a rather unforgiving temperature for November. Her stomach worked her out with a growl, pathetically reminding her that she had completely missed breakfast. Oh, go! I will give you some food, Coco. I will cook for you. Oh, go white food. Oh my god. Oh my god. But lazy mornings like this were for her a blessing. I understand. Understand. 100%. It was already well past 8 in the morning. Again, that's natural. That's natural. Yeah. On any ordinary week, their tiredness would be unavoidable, but today classes were cancelled in commemoration of the school anniversary. Girl, I like holidays. Gratefully, she had every intention of taking it easy for the first time in ages. Outside the window was a gloomy grey, and it reminded her more of evening than morning. It wasn't a pleasant morning, by any stretch of the imagination. But having been all night until just 3 hours, she couldn't care less about the world outside. No, go! Why are you sleeping so late? Well, I sleep late, but not too late. Like I, I like at least having 7 hours of sleep. Oh, she care about what's more sleep. Yeah, okay. Keep sleeping, sleeping. As long as she could spend her morning in bed was happiness. I was not concerned to her. Understand. She shut the curtains. I know that. Okay, yeah. This image, I know, yeah, 100% okay, yeah. Okay, not that bad. In the FGO, in the last ascension, I could see she plays guitar. I also playing guitar. I never knew that. Oh, cool. Akuba's wife was playing guitar. Then closed her eyes and tried to let sleep reclaim her.
せめてあと2時間ぐらいは凡庸な夢を見ていられますように。
Okay, this is the Aoku's voice. This is okay. I think it sounds quite different than I used to. Blissful slumber found her soon enough. Her conscience faded. However, huh? No. What the hell did I do? Oh, okay. However, her simple request will be mercilessly refused. A faint but shrill sound lingered in her ears. It was the unmistakable ring of a telephone. Oh, yeah. Okay. Much to her chagrin, her eyes pop up open out of habit. Like, who's ringing the fuck? What's calling at this hour?
こんな日に限って。
The telephone was situated in a fire on the first floor. Answering it meant walking down a 30-foot corridor and going down a flight of stairs. Oh my god. In her sleep-deprived state, the distance seemed somewhere between incredible far and astronomically far. The phone incessant ringing continued. She knew that the car would eventually give up if she ignored it, but she chose to fight the urge.
Alice 出ないの?
Alice the Russian! Is she Russian? When I was trying to look for the game, a friend like it was so like focused on Alice, like who's this, who's that, like the clothes of this character, and then like oh this guy is Alice, so is she Russian? I don't know. He doesn't understand her. She thought her housemate would get it, but she soon had to bind it on who. Okay. The relationship shroud that her husband did not have the day off from school. Okay. It was lightly in class at her fictitious little hilltop academy. Okay. And they still calling, right? The color proof incredibly persistent. That persistence made the balling of the ring and seemed even
ああ、もうせっかくの安眠を。
Gosh. She was left with no choice but to get up, throw a towel on, and leave the room. Here, go, I'll give you a jacket. It's so cold, the ice. The fruit ice so cold. Okay, okay. Sorry, second. She rubbed her hands together to warm her numb fingers. The mansion's heating systems were inadequate, to say the least. Ha! Which meant that Winter was the very worst uninvited guest. Never mind. Something on a dry morning as this, when one didn't need to use thermometer to know how cold it was. Okay, done, done, done. A second, please. Okay. The mansion sat in the mountains. It was surrounded by dense forests. Winter always arrived here first before moving on to nearby towns. The robotic ring of the telephone reverberated throughout the long hallway. The mansion's furnishings have been so properly maintained that it made the place seem unalive. It seemed lonelier than it did splendid. Coupled with the dreary morning, it could have passed for the haunted house. Okay. Finally, finish
ま
up.
幽霊屋敷そのものだけど、だいたい2人で住むには広すぎるのよ、この家は。
Wait, so only for Alice and Albert? Oh my god! I can pay rain there. She counted more than 30 rains since it first began. The caller either had a lot of free time on her hands or had a good understanding of the house circumstances. She got a strong hunch that it was the latter. Wow, it looks so warm. The windows above look out in the gloomy sky. She has stand to catch down randomly rain in the air as soon as possible. Though she had a feeling that her happy morning might come to a close the moment she caught it. It was here that the surface incident began. Apologies for the lack of romance to this tale. For whether the audience is through romantic position, it's always from gloaming and assuming meaning the extraordinary events for saying too much. But yeah, I guess because it was kind of slow at the beginning. Oh, this is kind of slow. Macaron, was wrong. Ow! Simply pro. Oh my gosh. Takagashi Takusen! Kinokunasa! Let's look ahead. Eh? Oh, see. I'm having trouble with the model. Ooh. Why my model looking at the sky? Okay. Oh yeah, I don't know what it's looking at. That's it. That's weird. So this is okay. Paralyzed. Oh, go! Kobe's waifu? Is your best waifu go? I hope so. Doo-doo. The music soundtrack's not that bad. I actually kind of like it, and I hope this story will be good. People say this story is really good. Some people compare it to the pace of Cardinal Sinners. Like it will be kind of slow, a lot of dialogue, and then sometimes kind of some fights, and that will be I like this picture, this angle, cool, 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 cool. Which on the holy night. Everything's so great, yo. The ring has to side somewhere by the time she reaches Kobe. Some lines seem to be playing peekaboo behind the clouds in the distance. LA may be clear-eyed by early afternoon.
と言っても私には関係のない話だけど。
The wear reflected her lack. Some mid-black? On top of being forced out of the house at just such an early hour, she had to suffer through a winter rain. Getting a bad feeling about this. The sinking feeling she had as she passed through the entrance and hell inside. She didn't encounter any other students along the way. Oh yeah, it's holiday. I think it's holiday. Nor did she see anyone taking part in the club activities either. The registration desk to the faculty room simply read faculty closed. The school had given all of its students the day off, except those pleasing someone like her. A fact that irked her more and more as the minutes passed. So, could like grumpy girl, grumpy, grumpy lazy girl. I like it. She opened the door to the faculty room and headed toward the desk she had visited a number of times before. The men at the desk wore a plain shirt and a suit that were nonetheless neatly pressed. Slim frame glasses adorned his face, giving off an amicable yet cunning air. The male-mannered image. This mid-twenties man presented Clash with a cigarette smoke. He appeared to have noticed her yet.
山城先生。
Yamashiro-sensei! She closed the door with a bang. Showing a response to the sound, Mr. Yamashiro-sensei lifted his head.
やあ、おはよう、青崎くん。要件は聞いているかな？
はい。1時間前に自宅で事前に何の相談もなく。
Having graduated from this high school himself, Mr. Yamashiro was not much older than the rest of the students. So he graduated from this high school and now is a teacher at faculty. And For that reason, the students prefer hanging over the other teachers. Jimmy citizens there. Jimmy citizens there. Screenshot, non screenshot, no? Doing this time, where am I screenshot, bro? Where am I screenshot it? Oh, what the hell? What happened? No, pop, 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 pop. I wanted to take a screenshot. No, no fair, bro. No
Yeah.
fair.
はい
God damn. Okay. I think I need this, bro. Yo, we had something to talk about and the conversion solutions casual. Like, what's up, bro? What's up, dude? I said, in fact, he's doing more like an old student than a teacher. God. But she unfortunately didn't share her final student fondness for him. She was of the opinion that the teachers would come across as more austere. And then, like an iron fist that could inspire both love and hate in equal measure. Not a body to joke and pile around with. I agree with you, I agree with you. It was the opposite of how she felt a teacher should be. It was only natural that her manners toward him would be forced and unfriendly. Not that she ever been wired to make friendly small talk.
はあ、今日もご機嫌斜めみたいだね、君は。
それは先生の気のせいです。今日だけ特別という話ではありませんから。
Grumpy alcohol. The matter of fact answer perfectly matched the pleasure displayed on her face. Her bad mood from having to get up early and the tiredness from staying up late must have been completely made her look positively adverse as usual.
そうならいいんだけどね。彼にはそう辛く当たらないでくれよ。僕らじゃ正直どう扱っていいかわからないところもあるし。
先生、その件ですけど、私まだ詳しい話を聞かされていないのですが。
As Mr. Yamashiro met her piercing eyes, he finally understood the reason behind her tone. Slowly put out his cigarette.
電話じゃあなんて聞いたの？
転入生の紹介をするとだけです。理由も脈絡もない説明でした。
Well, Mr. Yamashira's eyebrows stood up, impressed with the brevity of her answer. He could see that she was angry not because she had been called to school her day off, but because she hadn't been told why she was here. Mr. Yamashiro chuckled sympathetically.
先生、これが笑い話ならそろそろ帰っていいでしょうか。
いや、ごめんごめん、謝るよ。冗談じゃなくて真面目な話なんだ。ちょっと君の手を借りたくてね。
本当に転入生の問題で。
訳ありというか難しいというか。彼、宗十郎くんと言うんだけど、ちょっといろいろとずれていたね。僕らが案内してあげるより同世代の君の方が適任だと思ったんだ。
I heard about this soldier that he's the most like preferable male brother. Like in some Reddit discussions, I think they say it's better than Shiro and Shiki. Let's see. I also was excited about this guy. It's like that he's the most wholesome, that he's the most blah 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 blah. Well, the man in person will be novel, okay? Made in flesh, okay? She threw him in a amused look. It was negligent. It was negligent of them to be pushing teachings didn't on her. I agree. But she did wonder how stuck to this term still was peculiar. Maybe he meant this didn't have behavioral problems or it was difficult somehow. But peculiar? She didn't have the slightest idea of what that meant.
ずれてるなんてそう使わない表現だけど。
She'd had her doubts, to sweep them aside for now. It wasn't the time to get distracted by more concerns. The fact remained that this conversation was all that peculiar she could handle, and she needed more information. She was already beginning to fantasize about saying no and calling up in her warm bed at home. Ew.
一つ質問があります。
一つ？
何？あ、学年は君と同じ2年生だよ。性格は落ち着きがあって人の話をよく聞くタイプ。裏を返せば覇気がないとも取れるけど、それならそれで付き合いやすいだろ。青崎くんとはクラスは違うけど、きっと仲良くな。
そういったことは本人から直接聞きますし、測ります。
Come on, show the focus face. A bit of judge that will not you.
そうではなく、なぜ私なんでしょうか。
いや、どうして？Though her tone was still stern, it was clear that she was willing to cooperate. She had decided to put her feelings of dissatisfaction aside and focus on the task at hand. Forcing herself to act empathetic in spite of her self-absorbed nature was something she was used to. Paradoxically, this force of will was also a reason teachers put so much faith in her, to a point, at times, that strength shattered expectation. In those occasions that they were left with no choice but treat it like a natural disaster and weather until it passed. That was how Mr. Masira had begun to deal with her as over the past year.
もう一度だけ聞きます、山城先生。それで、なぜ私なんでしょうか。
Fresh about questions without a clear yes or no answer. He answered.
それはね。別に青崎くんが先生方に敬遠されているのと同じぐらい信頼されていて、学校のためなら教師も生徒も一緒くたに切って捨てる鉄の生徒会長だからじゃないよ。
You're probably thinking it's because you're the Iron Fist ruler of the student council. Wait, what? Aoko in the student council. Nani?
それ以外にこんな呼びつけを受ける理由はないと思いますけど。
I did nothing to hide her disbelief as she glared at him. A strength far beyond the ordinary 17-year-old girl coupled with the youthful beauty of one. Yes? Mr. Charmasura left his little genuine smile, admiring the miraculous balance of quality.
いや、責務だけでいいなら僕がやってるさ。この人選に関しちゃ、教師や生徒会長といった役職も関係ないよ。なんていうか、こんな頼みを損得抜きで聞いてくれるのは君だけだと思ってね。適任ですからと強く推薦したわけ。
山城先生。
うわ、怖っ。もう睨まない睨まない。言ったろ、僕にはともかく彼には笑顔でって。とまあ納得してくれたならすぐに移動しよう。もうずいぶん待たせてしまっているからね。それと雨の中ご苦労様。帰りはもちろん車で送るよ。
I've been waiting for about an hour. While he did, the rain shower lightning into a drizzle. His mind wandered as he listened to the sound of the raindrops. The room was filled with neatly arranged rectangular tables. He was the only one there. Quite some time had passed since he had been brought to the room and asked to wait. Even the best behaved student might have grown dissatisfied, arranged with the situation by now, but the boy stuck to his back like a scarecrow. He was chilled to the bone. It was the end of November, and the low temperature in the morning had marked the start of winter. The room was not much warmer. The heater had been turned off. Either he'd missed the teacher telling him to turn it on, or he'd never seen one in his life. He breathed lightly with his freezing fingers as he aimlessly surveyed his surroundings. This dreary place was apparently a mere one. The other students might have considered it a wonderful place to live, but to him it was wrapped and overly spacious. It was so like a place that reminded him of an arid cave, stuck in this cold room with absolutely nothing. His mind turned to what they wanted to discuss. Hmm? Unable to come up with a solid answer, he returned his attention to the sound of the rain. The rain hardly resembled the rain in the mountains, though he could still recognize it, recognize it really. The smell and sound were harsher, but at the end of the day, rain was still rain. So even in this world, alien, alien as it was, could it have something in common with the mountains? The trivia detail perked him up a little. He liked how the town looked soaked in rain. Naturally, he preferred sunny weather, but he liked rain in his own way. The fog from the rain had soaked the descent of the soil and it reminded him of home. It was at times like this that he was able to numb the anxiety the city gave him. Okay, he was so used to the mountains. The oldest technology must make him uncomfortable. But then he let out a discouraged sigh. Ooh, how pathetic. He already been here 2 weeks and thought of this house now still making sad. Perhaps feeling that he was being unfair to his new life. He composed himself and continued to wait patiently. Here's that man, here's that boy. After having a passionate distraction, his attention returned to the sound of the rain once more. Waiting like this didn't seem to be particularly hard for him. He quietly endured that numbing cold in the hour alone with calm, deep breath. As the saying goes, good things come to those who wait. A strong point of his or not, he was astonished patient. It was certainly held him out in this moment. Okay, okay. She on the other hand, was livid. The profile of the transfer student had been explained to her on her way to the meeting. She was told he had lived his life up in the mountains without any electricity. That meant more than half of civilized society would have been utter ministers to him. Okay.
なんて絶望的な断絶。戦後どころか戦前の話じゃない。ロビンソンにも程がある。
She had every right to be angry. His village had apparently remained isolated in the mountains for many years. Contact with villages in the foothills on the mountains only occurred once a month or so, which was unfathomable in modern Japan. Although expressways in Japan Rail, the old national railways now span the country like arteries. It was entirely impossible for a mountain village like his to exist. Okay. But she couldn't imagine how someone born to such circumstances would think and live. Well, by live.
電気がないって、村に行き渡っていないだけで公衆電話ぐらいはあったんですよね。
なかったそうだよ。こっちに暮らすようになってまず驚いたのが電話だそうだし、電話って便利ですねなんて真顔で言われてね、そういえばそうだなぁと再確認させられたぐらいだよ。
She had a short, silent glare his way as he laughed. It seemed that the naivety of the country boy had cheered Mysteria Macera a bit.
駐在もいないってことか。うちも実家は山奥ですから、電気が通っていないのはありえないとは言いませんけど。
Confusing me now. So that girl in the beginning is Alco, right? She says they're living in the mountains. She my family home is up in the mountains. Okay.
そいつ、学校も知らないんですか？
But he doesn't even know what school is.
うん。どんなものかは知っていたそうだけど、実際来るのは今日が初めてらしい。それで緊張していたのかな。あまり会話も弾まなかった。ああいうのも野生児っていうのかな。狼に育てられた狼少年みたいな。あ、いや、探検隊の話だね。怖いな、青崎くん。冗談だって。そう睨まないでくれ。大丈夫。話してみた感じ、おとなしい子だったから。なんていうか、言葉の通じない小動物みたいな感じ？
山城先生、その例え、気休めになってませんから。
Well, she's straightforward, she's tolerant. As she gave her bland reply, as she gave her as she gave her bland reply, she tried to simulate in her mind what life without electricity would be like, but the thought of it took her sour mood from bad to worse. After all, it was a world she had never known. She could understand why the teachers had given up. Okay. She too wanted to give up and return to her warm bed, but her good for nothing pride was holding her hostage. So, Oko is prideful. Not only did the teachers believe she was up to a task, but she also believed she could do it. Wasn't that easy to give out on her sport no matter how bad things look after the fact? She walked along the hall with the rain fire in the background. The meeting room was already inside. With a furrowed brow, she fixed along her in anticipation of meeting the unknown stranger within. Her elegant strides were like those of confident general going into the battle.
いや、青崎くん、君を信頼してる僕だけど、念のため確認しておくよ。 なんていうか優しくね。できれ
Smile,
ば
Oko,
笑顔とか作れな
smile.
いかな。
Baby, baby. Saying it'd be nice, okay? Can you at least try to smile?
作り笑いは苦手です。一応努力しているつもりですが。
ああ、そうなんだ。それはよかった。いやー、ほんとよかった。青崎くんにも苦手なものってあったんだね。
Mr. Janus shows the lamp a second they reach the meeting room. As he put his hands together, his eyes seemed to say to her, "Be nice, please." This only made her more irritated.
分かってるわよ。愛想が悪いってのは。でも笑顔なんて意識して作るものじゃないんだし。
Don't worry, okay? Nobody's
大
judging.
体そういうインスタントな人付き合いなら飛び丸の方が向いてるって。
Who the hell is Toby Man? She sighed about her social shortcomings, but it occurred to her that being called to school and being up while sleep deprived wasn't anything to smile about anyway. Yeah. She also thought that the person responsible for this mess would be better off attending elementary school. Ooh, oh girl. But that's so mean. Understandable by me. It might have been his fault, but neither was it her duty or obligation to do the teacher's work for him. Correct. At the very least, they could have used his brains and organized all of this on a normal school day and never complained when she wanted to voice later.
いや、というか敵。なんであろうと敵。悪いけど、上場酌量以前に敵。
Oh, God, you just grumpy because you slept like 3 hours.
間が悪いのはお互い様っていうか。ほんと、なんでよりにもよってこんな忙しい時に。
Busy, you mean sleeping? Look at those traces! Nice. Her pounding headache from a lack of sleep has boosted her grade by 10%. Oh my god, she is now how that person working. No matter how hard the guy on the other side of the door may be, anyone who would start her sleep was the enemy. Do you understand that? And just as she was reaching peak annoyance, Mr. Yamashiro opened that door to the living room. Oh my god, finally! Finally! I think it's already more than 3 hours here and then finally did. The room slowly slid into view. She didn't care for formalities. She looked straight ahead and stormed into the room like a hurricane and found herself face to face the most unusual opponent. Before we go on, let's see it from another perspective. Oh my god, another perspective. Let's see. You don't have to do anything. For some, these words are price of luxury. For others, they are unbearable torture. For the practical girls, it was only definitely the former, though she be too suspicious of the motive of anyone in her such gift to set. For the passive boy, it was definitely the latter, a bitter term that made him homesick, though at this very moment his mind was still distracted with the way for his face to reveal any discontent. He maintained he maintained perfect posture as he stared at the grey sky. He already waited a whole hour, but figured they must have their reason for making him wait. And as long as he had the sound of the rain to soften, he could keep on waiting.
でもそろそろ9時を過ぎるのか。どうなんだろ
Okay, cool boys. It might have been 9 o'clock already. Yeah, that's about right. He had been vaguely keeping track of the times as he listened to the rain. Due to the holiday, the school building was completely silent, except, except for the patter of the rain on the window. The mud felt numb as the air. He was then. He heard a heavy clatter of footsteps
よかっ
approaching.
た。忘れ
What
られ
the
ているかと思
hell?
った。
Finally, I thought they'd forgotten about me. He could have heard sets of footsteps, one heavier set of belonging to an adult. He breathed a sigh of release as the door slid open and he was
すま
ready.
ないね。ずいぶんとお待たせしちゃって。
The first person he saw was a man wearing glasses and an awkward smile. That's Mr. Yamashiro, the one who brought me
って
here.
あれ里中先生いないんですか？ひどいなあ。話し相手になってあげてと言ったのに。
Mr. Yamashiro scratched his head, looking increasingly apologetic, and then from behind him, with a tight-lipped expression that made it clear that she didn't want to be there. A dark-haired girl with a determined look in her eyes appeared. Oh my god! The boy, the girl, the boy and the girl, the girl, the girl. Oh my god, boy! Look at your neck, boy! Are there vampires in that story too? Soldier of God! Like, oh, what a C plus waifu here. S plus waifu. The sound of the rain on the window fading into nothingness. I understand, boy. This is why he knew this was how it felt when time stood still. And we're going with the sauce here. Oh my god! Oh yeah, here's the waifu. No my goodness, S plus rank waifu. She blinked quickly a few times, taking it back. Well, I think this will be all for today. Well, I like the stick. I don't remember which is I really like this statue. Alright. Okay. We'll record the second for another day. Thank you for watching. Here's school and what can I tell ya? Well, I hope this will be one of the best VNs I ever read. I actually don't buy a lot of VNs. I usually watch on YouTube, but this is my first time buying a VN. I play Tsuhime OG, like on the web and such. So basically free. I downloaded the game and such. So it's free. The remake I watched on YouTube, or I didn't have a lot of money, but now that I had some money in my pockets, I was like, should I buy this or not? I was like confused, like, no, but Saoko is like very cool character, like how she got the red hair and the human, and I was like kind of, I wanted to get into it, like I need to watch. Some people like, no, watching the Holy Night so cool, you need to watch it. Okay, I'll give you a chance. I will give you a chance. And that's it, boys. I have to know everything and see how this goes. Bye bye.